Welcome to Business Unusual. What happens when you cross two college juniors with a couple of computers and a lot of time on their hands? How about an internet company that made Wall Street history with the most successful public offering ever, and a pair of CEOs who became instant millionaires? As Business Unusual discovered, the founders of Globe.com learned valuable lessons building their company, and what worked for their website may well work for your business. Alan Dodds-Frank has their story.
Take a close look at this young man. Notice anything unusual about him? How about this guy? Seems typical enough, right? Okay, he might look a little like Tom Hanks, but Stephan Paterno is no celebrity. Neither is his friend Todd Kreiselman. So why were TV cameras beaming their pictures to a curious world? Because these two rule the globe. The Globe.com, that is. You've heard of internet stocks going for 2 or 3 times their initial offering price? Well, the Globe made stock market history on November 13th when it skyrocketed 900% on its first day of trading.
All right.
Boosting its two founders' personal wealth to about $30 million apiece.
It's going to be a good weekend.
Oh, this is going to be a great weekend.
Weekend, heck. It's been a great life so far for Paterno, age 24, and Kreiselman, 25. Their online community of chat rooms, personal homepages, news sites, travel tips, and shopping commands the loyalty of 8 million fans. They are fans who love its woolly mix of round-the-clock discussions, from pro wrestling to pet tricks to ghosts and other odd interests.
Things like the Cyber Marriage Chapel, where you have leaders who run it who are considered marriage coordinators. They have their own marriage certificates. And we're not sure if necessarily these are real marriages, but certainly some of them appear that way.
That's how Todd got married.
Yes, I've had 4 online wives.
Actually, as co-CEOs of a $300 million company, the pair share a bond that transcends marriage.
It's like a husband and wife thing, and we get along extremely well.
Kreiselman and Paterno met as juniors at Cornell in 1994. The internet craze had yet to grip the public, but on campus it was already sparking a revolution.
You could feel it. You could see people, certainly in the university setting, using the internet earlier than anywhere else in the world, probably. We said, here's something that may change the world.
The two school pals plunged into the revolution, devising a global community connected through a single site, the Globe.com. With a 12-page business plan, they hit up family and friends for loans, raising $15,000.
So it was really more on blind faith, and I think the dollar amounts were small enough, and I think our enthusiasm was just so out there that they were like, well, you know, take $500 from 10 different people, and, you know, you got something.
That something bought them a few computers and some office chairs. So they set up shop in their dorm room, hired student programmers, and paid them with pizza. Then came the hard part.
To try to get noticed was the most difficult. How do you create that advertising for the company without spending so much money? Was it calling your friend who worked at a certain agency? Was it begging radio stations to give you airtime about a commercial that you did in your basement? You know, it's everything, and it's being completely diligent.
Their homegrown PR created a buzz as the Globe reeled in a whopping 600,000 registered users within 2 years. But luring ad dollars and selling products for commissions proved elusive. In fact, it nearly flattened the company.
There are so many times where you don't get the deal, or you weren't able to make that one sale, or the marketing pitch didn't turn out the way you had wanted just perfectly. And I think at that moment is the right moment to say, you know, there's always another deal to be had. There's always another day to make this company the next empire, if you will.
That day arrived in 1997 with this man, Michael Egan, former head of Alamo Rent-A-Car. Egan was so impressed with Kreiselman and Paterno's enthusiasm, he wrote them a check for a staggering $20 million in exchange for half the company.
They had a vision and a commitment, and one of the most impressive things beyond their story was them. They were at once the builders of a concept and the users of a concept.
But it was and still is a concept with a flaw. The Globe.com has yet to turn a profit. In fact, it lost $11.5 million on just $2.7 million in sales during the first 9 months of 1998, the most recent figures available.
These online communities are great things for consumers. They allow every man his own website. On the other hand, as a commercial vehicle, it is a completely untested product. None of these companies make any money, and it's very unproven that they ever will.
Investors, of course, disagree, pumping billions of dollars into profitless internet companies like the Globe, GeoCities, At Home, and Amazon.com in hopes of a future windfall. So how will the Globe turn its red ink into black?
Going towards the future, we say, how can we draw more dollars per user? Is it all going to come from advertising? Will it come from e-commerce? Can we sell things to this audience of users? Will it come from upscale clubs and subscriptions? Can we offer premium services to our users? But these are all the types of things that we're thinking about in the future, about how do we draw that value out per member, per user at theglobe.com.
As Crosman and Paterno answer these questions, they will also bank on a time-tested resource, their own sweat equity.
You have to be committed to put everything you have into it, all of your energy. You have to live, breathe, eat, sleep this company, or whatever company you're starting. Because to get off the ground is extremely difficult, and especially in a very competitive market. You need to be able to come up with any advantage you can.
For Business Unusual, Alan Dutz-Frank, CNN Financial News, New York.
Alamo Rent-A-Car founder Michael Egan has been rewarded for his $20 million investment in Globe.com. That investment is now worth $240 million. Egan became chairman of the company. Coming up next on Business Unusual, we'll show you how a young man capitalized on a love affair with a car, and how to make an independent movie and keep your job on Wall Street. All of that on Business Unusual next.